some size. Oh, nice. All right, buddy. That's a beautiful one. Easy boy, easy boy. Look at that. Now that's weird. What's that? I hope that's not coming out of his gill. Wow. He took that deep. There we go. Look at that. Wow. Okay, here goes the toss. Oh, belly flop. Oh, he got off. That's all right. That ice edge is brutal. Little pointy things keep grabbing my line. All right. So, I'm going to show my Colorado blade setup as best I can here. I'll angle the camera down. So I have one of my floats here. This particular one hasn't been wet yet, so it doesn't slide all that good. But anyway, there's my float. There's my sliding 1/4-inch hollow lead. I've got a bumper just to protect this knot, and then I've got a barrel swivel. And then I've got a fairly short 14-inch to 16-inch leader down to my Colorado blade. Now, what I am going to field test today and try for the first time is an addition to the Colorado blade for this cold water. And I have two choices. So this is a dropper that I tied up with 4 little 6mm beads. And I have two choices. The main thing is I don't want it to affect the action of the Colorado blade as it makes its way down. So I could either install this dropper through the lower eye of the barrel swivel, or I could put it on the bend of the hook. If I put it on the bend of the hook, you can see that it's going to trail quite a ways behind the which is not necessarily a bad thing, but my gut tells me I'm going to like it better if I simply take the loop I created, and with cold ass fingers this might be a challenge, but I'll get it. So what I'm actually doing is installing it to the eye of the barrel swivel so that the two things are going to hang in tandem behind it. Now, the theory behind a Colorado blade is that it trails the float just because of the tension created by that blade just tumbling and spinning occasionally, and tumbling and spinning. And so I want it right off the bottom, now behind it, without affecting the action, is going to be trailing those little beads. But basically what you're looking at there with the float angled, the weight of course is only being held behind the float because of the action on the Colorado blade. And so we'll see how that works. But my gut tells me this is going to be a rig that I like a lot. I already love fishing my Colorado blades. So what I'm going to do is adjust the depth. Now that looks pretty good because I have a little angle on the float, which means that the Colorado blade is just kind of doing its own thing. It is the lowest thing in the chain because of course it sinks too. So we got float, we got weight, and then just behind it is that Colorado blade hopefully going tink, tink, tink off the top of the rocks. And the end of last steelhead season, this was, without, of course, the dropper, but this was my #1 producer. And in retrospect, looking back to the reasons why that would be, I think it's because those fish were just belly to the bottom. They weren't coming up for anything in that cold water of the springtime. But if it came right in their face, they were all over it. And on this setup with a 10-foot spinning rod and braid, I can cast this thing a mile, and the lure spends its entire time. Now see right there, the float is straight up and down, which means it's probably there's probably not a lot of action going on the Colorado blade right now. What I have found is the best action is when I get the depth set just perfectly, where it's just tinking off of the top of the rocks. So I'm going to move this another. That one's hard to slide. All right, so I think I'm set just a hair deeper than the water actually is. And the amazing thing about this is, you would think if I'm dragging it across the top of the rocks that it would come back with weeds or get snagged a lot. It just doesn't. It just tends to kind of slide right over the top of the rocks, and if those fish are belly down to those rocks, it's coming right into their face, no doubt about it. That's perfect right there. And then I can open the bail and free spool even further. But that's what I'm looking for, if the camera can see that. It's kind of a 45-degree angle on the float. And boy, when they take this, they take it hard. I have a steelhead hooked on my new contraption, and I have literally no chance of landing this fish. I've got an ice shelf in front of me. He was sitting right off of the rock that forms that ice island there. Unfrickin' real. And it is a good size steelhead too. Oh my God, on field test day and everything. And it was just like I described. I had the nice 45-degree angle going down, and it must have smacked him right in the face. Now, strategy-wise, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Once I get him to this ice edge, I can't even pretend. Oh, look at this beautiful steelhead. Nice. And he's a rambunctious guy too. It looks like he is hooked on the Colorado. Oh yeah, on the Colorado itself. All right, I'm gonna get one shot at this. I'm gonna try and slide him right across the ice. Oh my Lord. Look at what we got here. Not only that, it's a hatchery fish that I could theoretically kill, but it is a healthy looking hen that I believe I'm going to send back. Holy crap. Look at that. Colorado right in the corner of her mouth. Look at that beautiful. Oh, hey, don't get away from me. Don't get away from me. I'm not doing any damage. It's all good. I'm just trying to get some good picture material. Look at that beautiful. It's got to be a 7 or 8 pounder. 6 or 7 pounder actually. Okay, this should be entertaining to watch, because what I'm going to have to do is a two-handed 1, 2, 3 sort of thing. Or I could just slide her across. All right, here we go. Oh no, no. Oh girl, There we go. That is so classic. Holy shit, that was so cool.
Lazy yellow moon coming up tonight, shining through the trees. Crickets are singing and lightning bugs are floating on the breeze. Baby, get ready. Across the field where the creek turns back by the old stumble road, I'm gonna take you to a special place that nobody knows.